So I think this is actually the first video where I'll actually be opening the hood of the bullet. I am actually changing out the hood release cable. The hood does still open. If you look right there, right here, you can see that the little pull tab for the hood release is kind of messed up. Basically, I'm going to be pulling off that trim piece that's blocking it and replacing it if I can. Hopefully I don't need to buy a new hood release, because if I do, then that's going to be another few days. So apparently the first thing you're supposed to do when getting this piece off, which wraps around all the way back there, is to pull up on this piece. It should be just clips underneath. It should just come right up all the way across. Okay, well, I mean, that's enough to really see in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that pin down by the dead pedal out. Ugh. Well, it doesn't help that that thing is like 2 inches long. Let's see if we can get this off without breaking anything. There we go. So it looks like, yeah, looks like you're supposed to just pull it straight out this way after you're done, and that is just 20 years of nasty dirt. So you can really see from over here where that plastic just broke off right there. So let's go ahead and get the hood released and we'll get this started. So first we're supposed to remove this little plastic shield thing. So supposedly these little tabs, the little screw heads on them, you're supposed to be able to unscrew a little bit, and then, ooh, that one actually worked. So I unscrewed it a little bit. It's supposed to pop up like that, and then, well, I just pulled out, but it's supposed to be able to pop this thing out with it. Okay, second one over here. This one doesn't cooperate. Yeah, no, so see, this one just spins. So usually what I'll do when I can't get it to cooperate and actually unscrew it a little bit is use a small screwdriver to wedge down under there, get it pulled up a little bit, and then if I can, pull out with my fingers. Same thing with this. Go ahead and pull that out. Alright, so that came out kind of easy. Get this piece off. Apparently, in some cars, there's a way where you're able to detach the little, let's see if I can show y'all. There's a little place where the wire connects, way in there. You can kind of see it right there. But I'm not even sure I'm able to get to it, because the only place you can really see it is from this side, at this really low angle. I think I'm going to have to take it off entirely. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. Alright, well, that actually turned out a lot better than I thought. I didn't know that was that black. It looks like I just had to remove that bolt and that bolt and just pull this piece off, and that was it. Except for the fact of, on the video I saw that, you know, I didn't see any bad comments, so I guess that's saying something on YouTube. Removing these 3 bolts here actually moves the entire bracket, and then it just all settles back in place. Oh, and I forgot about that one. That connects to that rod that's down there. Not really entirely sure what that's for, but... Alright, so that's off. And you can see a little better what I was talking about before. The hood release cable comes in there. And then the very end of it is right there, kind of in that loop. Gotta find a way to pop this little piece around that. You should be good. So far I don't think that this entire bracket needs to come off, so I'm actually going to put it back. I kind of wiped everything down, cleaned all the surfaces, and I'm going to go ahead and just put it all back in place. And by the way, I bought some new clips too that are supposed to go, like that one is supposed to go there, broke off, and another one goes down here, right there by the battery. So I bought some new clips for that, and we'll see if those work. Okay, so I watched a video on swapping out these hood release cables, and one thing that I took away from it that hopefully will help is using something to tie to this end of the old hood release cable, and then whenever you pull this through, you have a guide to pull back through with the new hood release cable so that it comes under this here, you know, around this corner and all that stuff. I went ahead and bought some cheap fishing line. The guy said to use whatever's in your garage. I had nothing of any use, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie this on the end here. Now I'm gonna go inside the car and try to get it pulled through. So this may end up being a lot more difficult than I thought, because that's the dead pedal up the firewall, way up there. That is the hood release cable. So, not entirely sure how this is going to work, because we've got all these wires here. Hopefully I don't screw any of that up. But I also need to undo this screw, well, behind that wire right there. Get that out to reuse that for the new one. If you look, it's not actually connected. So it was never pushed in there all the way, because there's that wire right there, that black one, goes through the same hole. So it doesn't actually plug all the way in. And I don't know if it was that way from the factory or what, because I'm at least the third owner of this car. Who knows what all's been tweaked on it, but I'm actually just going to start popping out these pins that I talked about before. These little things there. Right now the problem is me getting my butt in here to pull correctly. This got stuck right there. So if you're doing this, my suggestion would be to pull from back here, make sure everything comes through just fine. That is still tied. I'm gonna put that there. That'll just unravel as it goes. I'm not too worried about that. Fishing line should be tough enough. Alright, so let's start pulling and see how it goes. And something's stuck again. Maybe before y'all pull yours through, go ahead and take these off, which it looks like they just separate the bottom there, so. There's one and two. So that should slide through relatively easily now. Alright. So, just for comparison's sake, got those end in there. I'd say that's pretty close. Looks like there's a slight difference, but I think we can make it work. I'm gonna get the fishing line swapped over to the new one and drag it back through. If I can show y'all, there's a little space kind of right in here, right there where my finger is, down in there, where it's trying to get caught up. So you saw, just use that screwdriver, forced it through, and then we got it all back here. So looks like it will be long enough. I'm gonna make sure that this piece and the new one in there is where I want it to be. So because of that other wire in there, I'm not going to worry too much about how that little grommet thing, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know anymore, is fitting, because as long as we've got room on this side to connect it, as long as you can see the beginnings of it there, as long as that's there, this runs where I want it to, it ends with enough room there to have a little bit of flex, a little bit of play, and I'll bolt everything down. I'm not too worried about it. So let's see what tool I need to get this screw out. Everything hooked up inside, everything's finally run. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up like this, and slide it in kind of like that, to where you have everything in place. Pop this around, and then you want to slide that little plastic piece back here, back in that track. We'll actually put the wire in first and slide the plastic piece in to where everything lines back up like that. Looks like these little pins should just guide your way back in like that. Then you bolt it back in. Alright, so let's need to put that screw back in. Just get it kind of snug. Okay, everything should be good to go. That is 100% success. Awesome. Finally got it done. It works 100%. That is awesome. So gotta get everything back in order. Let's start under the hood with this piece. So pretty self-explanatory, just kind of slides in place there. Now I'm gonna replace these little things, mostly because especially this one is all chewed up. Some of these, as long as they work. Let's see. Alright, well that worked. There we go. Alright. So that is all finished. Now, the interior. So, the little kick plate thing, whatever you want to call it. Here. If you look right there, that slot in that hole, or where those two things go. Just gotta be careful of the ridiculous amount of wiring back there. That was actually surprisingly easy. And then this trim piece here, again, you have those little spikes, aim for those holes there, get everything in place. And don't forget, like I almost did, to put this little pin back in this whole way down here. And good as new. I will list in the description all the stuff I used, any replacement parts I can find that I didn't need to use. And remember guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.